see that the countdown is on and the numbers are low. Alhamdulillah. That's good. And for some reason it may seem I have nothing up here. Maybe let's see if that does.
No, you go check it out.
Yeah, I have that direct.
Alright, inshallah. Alhamdulillah ta'ala nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina wa may yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlil fala hadiya lahu wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Indeed, all praise is due to Allah. We praise Him. We seek refuge with Allah from the evil of our soul and from our sinful deeds. Those who are guided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no one can misguide them. Those who are not guided by Allah, there is no guide for them. I bear witness that there is no God, there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his servant and messenger. O you who believe, revere Allah as he should be revered, and die not except as Muslims. Amma ba'd. Today I want to talk about a few things, if we can. This is sort of like a collage. We're going to talk about the importance of Eid for our new Muslims, particularly, and you may even learn something if you're an old-timer. An old-timer doesn't mean an age, but if you were born into a Muslim family.
I'm old-timer.
Yes, that's right. And then we're going to talk about Shawwal, because there's some certain things I want you to know about Shawwal. And then I want to come back and I want to just talk about how we want to do the finish line, because that's what we're on. There's a 95% chance that Eid will be on Friday. We have planned for a Friday due, and Saturday will be a little easy because we'll just gate crash something. It's on Saturday, but we've reserved the place for Friday.
Masjid is celebrating on Friday.
Every masjid in Orlando that I know of has already pronounced that it would be Friday except for Jama. And based on the sighting of the current moon, astronomically, there's a 95% chance that it will be on Friday. We will see. So, without getting, this, and listen, by the way, we should not get caught up in this, because in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the very Prophet himself was unable to see the moon one time, the crescent, and he traveled to Shams, which is Syria. When he got to Syria, the people were fasting, and he began to fast with them. So, it's not a big deal. In places in the universe, you cannot see the crescent. There are places where it's impossible with the naked eye, and even with telescope, because of the formation of the planets and the clouds, to actually see the crescent. So, Allah knows your intention. They didn't make a big deal about it. Why should we? 21st century, why should we get all bent out of shape? If one masjid does something on one day and the other one, alhamdulillah, mashallah, and that's what it's like.
So you guys have a place?
Yes. So, right now, after you come and worship here or wherever you worship on Friday, now, if you live near a masjid that belongs to the Islamic Society of Central Florida, they are doing their Eids inside. For example, Goldenrod will be having, I believe, 2 services. Masjid al-Haq is not having a service. Masjid al-Rahim on over at Garden Road is having, I believe, an 8 o'clock and a 9 o'clock. The one in Sanford is having 2 services, and one of them is only having 1. But you could check them out if you want to. If you live nearby, you can go and do it in air conditioning. It gets very hot. I don't know if any of you have heat problems. We will be here, inshallah. I recommend that you get wherever they say go. I recommend you get there 30 minutes earlier. Get in the ruh, in the spirit of the Eid service. Here, you need to do that just because of traffic alone. Now, they do provide shuttle buses here. If you come here, you can park in the Winn-Dixie and get on a bus and come here, and they'll take you back to your car when it's done, which is pretty nice. You don't have to fight traffic. So, alhamdulillah. So let's talk a little bit about Oh, I'm sorry.
I
Yes.
just want to know what is the time?
They said that the service will start at 8:30. I recommend that you get here by 8 o'clock, otherwise you will have difficulty with parking. And I guess if I turn it on, it'll work. On a novel concept. Yes. Okay. The first thing I want to share with you on the touchdown, on the getting toward the finish line of Ramadan, is that the Eve of Eid is the night that you really want to worship. Most people are arguing about what they're going to wear. They stay up all hours of the night cooking and doing all kinds of stuff, but they do not worship. This is not from the Sunnah. This is from the dunya. This is not from the way of Islam. Okay? It's actually called Laylatul Jaza, the night of reward. As we know, not all nights are the same, not all days are the same, not all hours are the same, not all months are the same. Allah rewards His fasting slaves on this night by accepting one's dua. It is a night for extra nafil acts, reciting or reading Quran and performing dhikr. And what most people do is shop and panic. So whichever Walmart is open or whatever store is, at 11 o'clock they're buying everything that they can eat that they haven't eaten for 29 to 30 days, and they completely lose the focus. Get yourself ready this week. As a matter of fact, I recommend tomorrow, make sure you have what you're going to wear. Try it on. Make sure you feel good about it. Get your clothes. As a matter of fact, I want to announce right now, if you don't have clothing, at 4:30 tomorrow at the house behind the masjid over here, you can go and see if you can get something to wear. They're beautiful outfits that have been given to the community. Go and get yourself something that you feel like honored to be wearing. Get that out of the way tomorrow.
The address is right behind.
The address is right here.
Yeah, both Monday.
And that's for men and women.
Yeah.
So please, I encourage it. Get yourself ready for Eid tomorrow. Everything that you're going to do, organize it, get it ready. Don't be doing it Thursday night.
They don't have shoes.
Okay, they don't have shoes, so you need to buy shoes somewhere else.
Walmart.
Walmart, wherever. I don't like to support Walmart because they send a lot of money to Israel. I don't shop at Walmart, but if you want to shop at Walmart, may Allah bless you and reward you with a good deal. But it's the finish line. We're waiting for a new moon. It's the finalization of gathering taqwa. Don't give up on, let's say that we do have Eid on Friday, don't give up on Wednesday. You haven't hit the finish line yet. Do whatever you've got to do, I beg you, so that you can spend the Eve of Eid worshiping. And if you find out on Thursday night that it's not Friday, alhamdulillah, then Friday night you go to worship to do the same thing again. Because you're trying to obtain taqwa. You're trying to obtain nearness to Allah. Alhamdulillah. There's a hadith by Ibn Majah. Whoever stands up and worship in the night preceding the two Eids, expecting reward from Allah, his heart will not die. This hadith is so powerful. This whole month is about cleaning your heart, preparing your heart for a different space. You've heard me say the word ruh and spirit more than ever in this month preceding Ramadan. And in the month of Ramadan, you've heard me say this over and over and over again. So I beg you to be aware of this. Brother, you had a question?
Yes, I have surgery Thursday morning, so that means I have to make it up the next day?
No, not the next day. You cannot fast on Eid. So if you have surgery on Thursday and you can't fast on Thursday, then you will do Eid on Friday, and then you will make it up after 3 days of Shawwal. Then you can pick it up and make it up. No problem. And don't feel guilty about it. That's not allowed. Okay, I'm going to talk about that inshallah if we have time today. Anas said the Prophet came to Medina sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the people of Medina had in Jahiliyyah, in the days of ignorance, in the days prior to Islam, 2 days for play and amusement. They were the day of Na'aruz, the New Year's Day, and the day of Mahraja, called New Year's Eve. Just New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. So the Prophet ﷺ said, I came to you and you had in Jahiliyyah 2 days for play and amusement. Indeed, Allah has replaced them for you by that which is better, the day of Naha, which is the day of slaughter, and the day of Fitr, which is the day of fast breaking. And this is reported by Abu Dawud. So these 2 days are the holiest days of the Islamic calendar. The holiest one being which one? Eid Al-Adha. That's the holiest day of the Islamic year. Eid Al-Fitr is the second holiest day of the Islamic year. These are things that you really should know. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said every nation has its festival, and this is your festival. Here he referred to the fact that the 2 Eids, Eid Al-Fitr and Eid Al-Adha, are exclusively for the Muslims. The renowned scholar Shawkani said, know that the Prophet ﷺ continually practiced this prayer every Eid. When anything that the Prophet did consistently, that he never missed, is referred to by some schools as a wajib, meaning that it is obligatory or highly recommended, according to which school you look at. I don't want to do a lesson on madhab today, but what I want to say to you is that this day is a day that you do not want to pass, you do not want to miss. Make it exciting for you and make it exciting for your children, but plan for it and get it out of the way, exactly what you're going to do tomorrow or Tuesday, but do not be working on this on Wednesday night, Thursday night, or Friday night. Be prepared so that you can get the major blessings. Know that the Prophet ﷺ continually practiced this prayer on Eid. He never in any one of the Eids left it. He ordered the people to go to it, in so much so that he also ordered the egression of the mature women, the young girls, and the menstruating women. This is the mercy of Allah, which I'm going to talk more about later. He also ordered the menstruating women to stay away from the prayer, witness the good and witness the supplication of the Muslims. He ordered the aggression of women for this event to such an extent that he ordered the women who did not possess an outer garment to be clothed with the outer garments of their companions. So we created an opportunity for you, the Muslim Women's Organization here. If you go to the very next street on the other side of the masjid and make a right, there's a house behind the masjid. Right here is the address. There's the time. Go get yourself an outfit and be done with it.
And anybody can go.
Men, women, boys, girls, children, anybody. They've got clothing for all ages, all sizes. If you don't have it, it's on the other side of the masjid. Just remember, it's not this little house here. It's the bigger one.
It seems like it has a purple door.
That's a purple door.
Yes.
So if you come in here, make a left, go past the masjid. You can only go right. You can't go any other way. And the house is right behind the masjid there. Originally, that house we were looking at to have a funeral home for the masjid. Somebody else bought it, alhamdulillah, and now it's used for multiple purposes.
They call it community center.
Yes.
Yes.
Some scholars say that the Eid prayer or wajib, the Prophet ﷺ always observed it. The Hanafi scholars say the prayer is obligatory. Some scholars, the Hanbalis, say it is fard kifaya, that it is communal duty, and as long as some Muslims do it as a group, then they can account for everybody. I want to encourage you to do it and to enjoy it. Malikis and Shafis say that Eid prayers are sunnah mu'akkada. Sunnah mu'akkada means an act that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ used to always do. Think about it, folks. If you say that you love Allah and you love His Messenger, and you love His Messenger more than you love yourself, then wouldn't you want to do what He always did? If He always did something, wouldn't it be just a natural spiritual inclination that you would want to do that? Sheikh Ahmed Abdul Rahman Al-Banna said that because of the 2 days, the day of Eid Al-Fitr and the day of Eid Al-Adha, are from the legislation of Allah as His choice for His creation, And because they succeed the performance of 2 of Islam's 5 pillars, Hajj and fasting, they are a mercy because Allah spreads His mercy over all His obedient pilgrims and fasters by forgiving them for their sins. So we see here is another mercy. Here is another virtue of the month of Ramadan. At the end of it, we have this Eid, this very special holy day. Eid in Islam is a day of joy, thanksgiving, and worship. It shouldn't be a day that on the way to the masjid you are arguing. It shouldn't be a day that you are bickering. It should be a day that you are joyful. You know, for those of us who came from the Christian paradigm, hopefully you might sort of think of it as the way you were on Christmas. Although I remember some Christmases when there were some irritable people around. I tell you, I was like, Santa Claus must not have came to see you. That's how I thought as a kid, you know. So it is a day of joy and thanksgiving. You know, the servants of Allah are grateful. Their sins have been forgiven. They've just had this overhaul. They've heard the whole Quran. They have been focusing on their ruh, on their spirit, on cleansing themselves and obtaining taqwa. It's a time to rejoice. Really be happy, be kind, be loving, you know, continue to be in that spirit of prayer. A Muslim should take advantage of the eve of this day and the Eid itself to bring him or herself nearer to Allah Most High. Now, let me explain something to you, and this is authentic. If Eid is on Friday, you do not have to go to Jummah. As a matter of fact, ISCF is not having Jummah on Friday. Then you just pray Dhuhr, so that you can actually, this is the mercy of Allah, that on the days of Eid, you don't have to have another Jummah. You come for the service, and then you just pray Dhuhr. Yes?
You mentioned here, you stressed that they're still having Jummah.
Yeah, they're having it here, but they're not having it at ISCF, and this is authentic faith. No, you can talk to any scholar in the world you want to talk to. You don't have to go. You suit yourself. You do what you want to do. I'm letting you know what the faith is. You know, alhamdulillah. The more rigid communities you will find still insist on having it, but it is absolutely allowed in the religion that on these Eid it is impressed upon you that it is a festival and you should enjoy this day with your family. And remembering Allah, you can pray it's a mercy of Allah. Congregational prayers with sincere intentions and consecrated concentration bring our consciousness back to Allah, tie our heart to Iman, cause us to have mercy and compassion for each other, and distance us from transgressions. I cannot think of a sweeter time when you go to the Eid celebration. It has always been a morning for me that is very emotional. Of course, you can't imagine me having an emotional morning, but a tearful morning, going to the masjid and doing dhikr, and sitting there and doing dhikr. It's always been a very, very highlight of my year, the Eid celebrations. The renowned scholar Ibn Haji al-Maliki said the past sunnah with regard to the Eid prayer is that it should be performed at the masala, which is a place designed for people to meet, which was typically outside, just so that you understand the history of this. The past sunnah with regard to Eid prayer is that it should be performed at the masala. This is because the Prophet ﷺ said, prayer in my masjid is 1,000 times better than prayer anywhere else except for the Masjid al-Haram. The Prophet went out to the masala and left his masjid. So he would go out to a place, and I pray that one day the city of Orlando, that all of the masajids will say we're going to be unified and we're all going to come together for that one day at a masala. Can you imagine that? But what we have right now, I remember one year I did the khutbah, the Eid khutbah at Turkey Lake. There must have been about 4,000 people there. And literally somewhere else, in Turkey Lake at the same time, there was another Eid going on. This doesn't represent solidarity, it doesn't represent unity, and this is not indicative of the kind of hearts that we want to develop in the month of Ramadan. So we should all pray that one day, inshallah. I believe if we pray hard enough, one day Allah, let us come together. every community under one banner, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah.
That's like, is there a reason why they're not doing it at the fairgrounds this year? Maybe
I
because of the heat?
have not heard, brother. I have no idea.
Think it's because of the heat?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, that's what I
I have
I
heard.
thought all
but-
of them were doing outside.
No, but I think there are 3 or 4 masjids having Eid prayer in Moss Park. There are only 3 or 4 masjids together. That's
I don't know about that. I don't want to speculate and say something, and then people say, well, Imam Syke said it was at Moss Park. I don't know. I don't know the time.
85 degrees at
So
6
I'd rather
a.m.
not say what I don't know. But alhamdulillah, I know what I have told you I do know about. Where those places I've told you that are having it, they are. And of course you can get on the websites. You can call any masjid that you want to and say, where are you doing it? I know that Masjid Al-Bir, which is way out there, it's almost in Poinciana. They have it on their own grounds, outside. They do not do it inside apparently, unless they change it this year. Eids are among the signs of Allah. We must show consideration and understand their objectives. Eid was named Eid because it returns every year with renewed happiness. Ibn Abidin said Eid was titled by this name because it is the customary beneficence of Allah, the most merciful, the most high, i.e. various forms of kindness that return every day upon His servants. From these are fitr, eating after food has been prohibited, sadaqat al-fitr, the completion of the Hajj by the tawaf, visiting, the meat from the sacrifice, and many other acts. Also because the custom of Eid is joy, happiness, cheerfulness, and gladness. Keep that in mind. You know, sometimes I'm at the masjid and I see children being yelled at and screamed at, and I've even seen children smacked. And that's very sad to me. How can I stand and teach them it's a day of joy, and they don't feel very joyous when they're being smacked around? I, as an adult, wouldn't feel very joyous if somebody smacked me around. I'm sure they don't feel very joyous either. How should we go for Eid? Not by having an argument in the car on the way, but with dhikr, reciting takbir or dua. The dua from Fortress of the Muslim on the way to the masjid is a great one. 19 times you ask for the light of Allah. But what was the sunnah of the rightly guided predecessors was Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, walillahil hamd. And over, just recite it. That's the takbir. That is authentic. No one will argue that is the takbir of the Salaf, the rightly guided predecessors. Umar used to make the takbir in his tent in Mina, such that people in the masjid could hear him. And so they would make takbir, and the people in the market would make takbir, such that Mina would resound with takbir. And I just dream of the day, I say this every year, when I walk into, perhaps run into a store to grab something, and I hear somebody in the produce section, Allahu Akbar! And then somebody over in the bread says, Allahu Akbar! And then somebody in the cashier, Allahu Akbar! I mean, I just lived for that day. Can you imagine what it would be like?
Everybody would drop.
And then you yell, bang, bang.
No, we're living for the day that that won't be the case. But this is the sunnah. Can you imagine that? And those, how many here have been to Hajj besides me? Okay. From Mina to the Haram is about 3 miles, if I remember correctly, right? Can you imagine that from 3 miles, they could hear him making takbir? And what do? We start arguing on the Eid of Eid, and we argue until we get there. I don't know why you didn't get up earlier. I don't know why you didn't lay your clothes out the night before. Why didn't you cook this? I don't know why you didn't burn this. I don't know. And we just lose everything. Make it joy and celebration. Take a ghusl. Take a bath. If you don't have any deodorant, give me a call. I'll buy it for you. I'll even deliver it. I'll make a way to do it this week. The men are enjoined to wear perfume, to smell good. You know, when I became a Muslim, I had met just a few Muslims. I thought Muslims were perfect. I really did. By that time, I thought they were perfect. The first thing I learned was that they weren't perfect. And then after I read about them, I thought, well, they had to be perfect. And then I went to the masjid, and I could hardly take the body odor. I'm just keeping it a rizzle for snizzle. I'm not going to lie about it.
Give me a deodorant.
I wanted so badly to go to the brother and say, I really love you, brother, so much, and get a little gift from you. I want to give you some acts. So.
I want the
Right guard.
I want the deodorant.
Yeah.
No,
So smell good. Smell good. Take a bath. Take a ghusl. One of the good manners of Eid is to take a bath or a shower before going to the prayer. It's reported that Sa'id ibn Jubayr said 3 things are sunnah. To the walk to the prayer. Now, if you live in Winter Garden or Winter Park, I don't recommend you walk all the way here to the prayer because you probably will smell bad by the time you get here. But, you know, 100 people that live in this neighborhood, they can walk. And that's a great blessing. We live in a different time. For every rotation of your tire, every RPM, whatever you want to call it, you get blessings.
I'm not joking. I want deodorant.
You want deodorant?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll bring you deodorant. I personally will. I'll go get it after class and take it to you. Alhamdulillah. Okay. You let me know if you want a specific kind. Otherwise, I'll just buy
I don't
you.
know. Just I need a deodorant.
Okay, we get you deodorant. You got it. You got it. Anybody that'll take me up on that offer, I'd buy 1,000 if I could and just put it in the masjid. Anybody would take it up. It would be such a blessing. I'm serious.
Or Listerine too.
And a little Listerine. You
Keep
know.
mouthwash outside the masjid.
Yeah, I'm very serious, you know. I would love to see this sunnah of smelling good be revived among the brothers, because if it's not the body odor, it's the stink feet. I mean, I have gone down in the sujood a few times when I thought somebody had died. And we were at a janazah, perhaps that they hadn't done a good job of washing the body. Good little sense of humor, but I'm not kidding you about what I'm saying.
It's bad for their wives.
Yeah, so take a bath, eat before you come if it's Eid Al-Fitr. You have permission to eat, you're not still fasting. So eat something. You know, occasionally you go and somebody's saying, Allahu Akbar, Allah, you hear the next guy say, and the stomach is, you know, trying to get in tune with the chant, you know.
But you know, you take simaya and khajur. This is, and then you eat that is sunnah.
Is that your culture thing? What's it called?
Khajur, date.
Date, okay, yes.
Yeah, so it's a salad and it is sunnah.
But if you don't like dates, you just have permission to eat. Just eat something before you come. You know, you're allowed to eat. So you're not fasting anymore. Yeah. Wearing one's best clothes. So that's why these clothes have been laundered, by the way. They're not just some clothes that have been thrown out. They've been laundered. They're ready for you to wear.
Some of them are brand new.
Some of them have tags on them. They've never been worn.
Yeah.
But it's all laundered. It's all ready. It's a great gift. Wear your best clothes.
And some charity too there. People who take it, they can put $1, $2.
Well, I don't think they want money for it. I just think they want people to have something nice to wear. That's the intention. If you want to give to them, alhamdulillah. But that's not a part of my spiel. They just told me to get people to come and get the clothes. They didn't ask me to raise funds for them. So just do go and get yourself something to wear. So, wear your best clothes. Eid Jabal, may Allah be pleased with him, said, the Prophet ﷺ had a juba, a cloak that he would wear on Eid and on Fridays. Al-Bahaki reported that Ibn Umar used to wear his best, pardon me? Used to wear his best clothes on Eid, so Muslims should wear the best clothes they have to go out for Eid. You know, it's not the day to go out, you know, in your gym shorts. We got some free clothes if you want better. Dress up, enjoy the occasion, inshallah. One should not come out to the prayer place on Eid Al-Fitr before eating some dates because of the hadith narrated by Abu Khari from Anas ibn Malik, who said the Messenger of Allah would not go out in the morning of Eid Al-Fitr until he had eaten some dates. It's not a requirement. If you don't like dates, you don't have to eat dates. All right, so don't get tied up in that. It's what the prophet done. If you want the sunnah, assalamu alaikum. He would eat an odd number on Eid Al-Fitr. On the other hand, it is mustahab, recommended not to eat until after the prayer. Remember, we're not dealing with Eid Al-Adha, we're dealing with Eid Al-Fitr. So by all means, feel free to eat something. Ibn Abbas said, the Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, this is the day of Eid that Allah has ordained for the Muslims. So whoever comes to Jummah, let him do ghusl. And if he has any perfume, let him put some on. And you should use the miswak. Now, I gotta do some etiquettes about miswak.
Miswak.
Now, just think about miswak, folks, is like a toothbrush. Okay? Don't put it in your top pocket. I don't want to hug a brother and his tartar from his mouth is all up on my jalabiyah now. Because he wanted to show off he's got his miswak. Ain't nobody got time for that. Now let me ask you, would you put your toothbrush up in your pocket and go hug somebody? No. Now listen, you got a little plastic wrap. They come in a little plastic wrap. Put it in your little plastic wrapper, put it in a little Ziploc bag, put it in your pocket. But don't come up in there with your miswak. And another thing, don't be having it hanging all out of your mouth and all the little remnants of it all up in your beard. Ain't nobody got time for anything. Because don't come and hug me and leave all half of your miswak on me. Okay?
You know, another bad thing is when they stand for the prayer before they say, they're doing this right next to you.
Yeah. Well, as long as they put it in that little Ziploc bag, I don't have a problem with it. But I have a real problem with hugging somebody and the toothbrush is all up against my chest.
It's like brushing your teeth in the masjid.
Exactly. That's why I recommend a Ziploc bag for that thing. Because it's got a lot of germs on it.
Leave it in the car.
Yeah, leave it in the car. But no, many of the brothers, they want to like show off. Funny enough, on Eid particularly, they got to have this little miswak show. And I mean, I'm like, brother, did you use that or is that just for show? Is that religiosity or is that like
Religiosity.
Because if you actually use it, I ain't going to hug you. And if it's religiosity, I'm a little worried about it. Because it looks like you're a little insecure today because you got something up there to show. I have a problem with that. Can't tell them.
I think you're telling that masjid because there are not enough men here.
Oh, look behind you, sister. We got a whole row of men today.
But we are more women than men.
I know, but today we got a whole row back there. We got to just address this. And this goes on the internet, you know.
And
so.
they have beard too.
Yes, exactly. Some women have beards too.
That's true, brother.
Yes. See, Bobby said she had a mustache. So I don't want to hug you, Bobby, with that miswak all up in that mustache. Now, also exchanging gifts. Too much fun. The Prophet ﷺ said exchange gifts as that will lead to increasing your love for one another. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, a Rolex watch or anything like that. But buying little gifts to exchange builds love and camaraderie between the fellas, you know. Little cards and things like that. I can remember gifts that people have given me. It means so much. Very, very good practice to do. Every Friday is an Eid. Abu Hurairah narrated, I heard Allah's messenger, apostle, peace be upon him, saying, we Muslims are the last to come, but will be the foremost on the day of resurrection. Through the former nations, though the former nations were given the Holy Scriptures before us, and this was their day, Friday, the celebration of which was made compulsory for them, but they differed about it. So Allah gave us the guidance for it Friday, and all the other people are behind us in this respect. The Jews' holy day is tomorrow, Saturday, and the Christians on Sunday. That's isn't it Friday?
What?
No, holy day for
Saturday.
it's Saturday. Okay, it is Saturday. That's what it is. That's right. That's right.
Right.
All right. So Friday prayer and the Eid coincide upon the same day. The Eid prayer cancels out the Friday prayer. I know that people will argue with them. Just ask them for the dalil. I gave you the hadith. All right. Just say, where's the dalil for that, brother? If they say, oh, stop for Allah, we're going to talk about that, inshallah. We're going to talk about the haram police. Where is the dalil for that, brother? The Prophet ﷺ delayed the prayer of Eid Al-Fitr and was prompt with that of Eid Al-Adha. And Ibn Umar, despite his extreme adherence to the Sunnah, would not go out until the sun had risen. Sadiq Hassan Khan said the time of the two Eid prayers is after the sun has reached the height of a spear and into noon. I don't know what it means, despite the height of a spear. I've tried to find out for a long time. But basically what I've been told is that from sunrise until about the middle of the time, yes?
I want to ask the volunteer fasting.
I'm going to cover that.
On a Friday?
You can never fast on Friday unless it's Ramadan or unless you have fasted on Wednesday and Thursday before that. You can never, listen to me, it's very important. You can never fast on Friday unless what?
Fasted 2 days before.
You fasted 2 days before? Oh, okay, my wife says 1 day and she's always right. So you've got to have fasted the Thursday before.
You can fast on Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Either way.
So the week before or after?
Or if you have an intention, you can fast on Friday and Saturday? Yes. Okay, that's the only way you can fast on Friday unless it's Ramadan. And we're gonna talk about that in Shawwal, okay, when I get to Shawwal, because I want to make some
But
recommendations.
they say on Eid day we should not fast.
You cannot fast on Eid. That's the exception. You cannot fast on Eid. Never, ever, ever can you fast on
You
Eid.
can't fast on Eid. I think so. I heard.
Actually, he gets out of jail on Eid because that's the month of Shawwal on this Eid anyway. So he gets out of jail. Be careful. They'll be all coming out of chains on that day. We'll be having fun and they'll be unchained and we're going to have to be aware of it. Sadiq Hassan Khan said the time of the two Eid prayers. Oh, I already said that. Abu Bakr al-Jazairi said the time of the two Eid prayers is after the sun is